Reed, what up, bro? You boy, what, Joe T? I'll let you. Shout out to the Lost Boys. Y'all stay intact, all right? Peace right here in the building.
REED-BBS, BBS. A message to Jaron Boots Ennis. Patience is a virtue, my brother. With that, the key is, are you about particular fights against particular opponents, or is the goal particular achievements? Like, is it more important to fight this guy or that guy, or to be undisputed at this weight or that weight or that weight? But let's go ahead and sit down for a little bit of story time with REED-BBS, BBS. Once upon a time, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there was a boy named Floyd. He debuted 1996 at 130 pounds with the goal of becoming the face of boxing by eventually beating Oscar De La Hoya. When Floyd debuted, De La was 22 fights in, I believe, into his career, fresh off of stopping Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. on cuts. Floyd was patient, and 11 years and 38 fights later, he got De La Hoya in the ring. Mission accomplished. The rest is history. Moving on, Keith One-Time Thurman, Young Ice-T as they called him, back then anyway. He debuted in November of 2007 at welterweight. 1 month later, Floyd Mayweather KO'd Ricky Hatton in his 39th fight. By the time Thurman got into the title mix, Floyd was facing Robert Guerrero and then Saul Canelo Alvarez. And by the time Thurman became world champion in March of 2015, Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao 2 months later. Bear in mind, Floyd is like 12 years older than Thurman. They're not contemporaries. Their eras barely overlapped. Nonetheless, there was a time Thurman was, he was openly calling for a fight with Floyd. He was. Now, the low-hanging fruit, everybody on YouTube got a Thurman impression, so I'm not going to do one. The Daffy Duck shit, I ain't even going to entertain in this low-hanging fruit. Moving along to Earl Spence Jr., his main focus was always the undisputed title. And for a while, Keith Thurman was a roadblock and therefore Spence's side focus. Spence debuted November of 2012. By that point, Keith Thurman was already 20 fights into his career. Now, like Boots Ennis, Spence established himself as the boogeyman of the division. And by the time he beat Kell Brook for the IBF title, Thurman was unifying with Danny Garcia. The thing about it is, Spence's goal was never exclusive to Keith Thurman. His pursuit was always undisputed. So when Thurman took a 22-month layoff, Spence brushed that shit off his shoulder like a Jay-Z song. It wasn't shit to him. Which brings us to Jaron Boots Ennis. 31-0, 28 KOs. Boots, he's 26 years old. Bud Crawford will be 36 years old this year. Spence is already 33. Now, less than a year after Boots debuted, Errol Spence was IBF champion. Like that's where we are on the timeline in terms of their careers. There's more of a Floyd-Thurman age and era dynamic to me in regards to Boots and Spence Crawford. It's obvious, it's transparent. Unlike everyone I've mentioned though, Boots, he didn't debut with much fanfare or promotional backing. He didn't. He still is managed by Cameron Duncan, Hall of Fame manager. He's managed Bud Crawford, Mikey Garcia, Tim Bradley, Chico Corrales, among others. And Duncan calls Boots his most talented prospect ever. Of all the people he's managed for like 30 years, he says Boots is top of the list. Anyway, Boots was like 20-0 before his first nationally televised bout, which was a Showbox, if I'm not mistaken. So he came in behind the 8 ball. He's behind the 8 ball now. He's making up for lost time, but it's a process. And the process is nearly over. Like, the light is there at the end of the tunnel. It really is. Bud, he's got his sights firmly set on Spence and Charlo, both at 54. And keeping it a buck, I'd be shocked if Bud fights at 47 again. That's where I'm at with it. Now, Boots, he's already the IBF interim champion, so he's already slotted if and when Bud vacates. And it's inevitable that Bud's going to vacate. He will eventually. He's going to hold on to it until he can no longer hold on to it. It's a business ploy. It's a business chip. I don't blame him. I'd play that card too. But that said, 2024 will be the year of Boots. And 2023 is more than halfway over already, bruh. So just be patient, my man. You got Gilly the Kid and Wallow openly politicking for you, which is dope. You made it clear you want that Bud and or Spence smoke. You keep naming names. We know you want it, man. But it's highly doubtful that happens. It really is. It's just not enough dollars for it to make sense, unfortunately, man. That's boxing business. REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.